Hello? Hello? Do we have audio? We have only Alina. Okay. But no guests.
Hello?
What?
Guests?
Who?
No
Hello?
guest?
Guest?
Hello?
There's a
Hey, we
guest?
found it. I fixed it. It was broken.
Yep.
I fixed it.
Hooray! We are once again in your house. Hello and welcome to all of our internet friends and webcomic fans. 'Tis I, your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist, and I am here to bring you another episode of Trash Heroes, the Dungeons and Dragons stream wherein we recount the epic adventures of this wildly improbable collections of horrible creatures we know as the Trash Heroes. As always, our players are this lovely collection of brilliant internet cartoonists. Please check out all of their work. Today we don't have the box in the corner because, of course, we have a guest instead. But when you see this on YouTube later, there will be all of the links below, as always. So please do check out everybody's work, support their Patreons, and otherwise make sure that art on the internet continues to live NFT free.
Just gonna say that it's not NFT based.
Nope.
And so, without further ado, let's meet the characters. First up, as always, Keeper of the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap, Fetid Quaggle.
That's me.
Next, our larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar, Ugna Sugartusks. Our trickster cleric, rogue baker, and all-around party animal, Tromlandarioles.
I really don't do a lot of partying, do I?
You haven't yet.
I
mean,
mean, you
it's
did
off
party
screen.
really hard the one time it
I
happened.
did
Yeah.
fuck a god. But
it's
still,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We're
think
only
that
15
counts.
episodes in and you fucked a god, so you're doing good.
Yeah.
I think that counts. And next,
I'd
of course,
just like
are
to say
all
hello to
natural.
my daughter at this point. Who's tuning in.
Did I mention this isn't very safe for work?
Definitely PG-13.
Not safe for
And then
anyone.
next are all-natural swamp druid, Glorpa.
Oh, yeah. Plant of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, of course, our sweet old grandpa, who just happens to accidentally also be an ancient warlock, Copernicus Sunshine.
Hey, hello, everyone.
And a mysterious guest. Everybody welcome, please, legend in the D&D comic space, John Kovalik.
Hi, hello.
Yay.
You
Thank
don't
you
know
for
the
having
name,
me
you
here.
definitely know his work.
Hopefully
Everybody's
you know
played
both.
apples to apples at some point, or seen a
Dorktower.com.
Dork Tower.
Yep.
Dorktower.com, Munchkin, 7,000
yes.
cards illustrated for the game.
Oh my god.
Ow.
Dang.
It's
been a ride.
Over the course of 20 years, that only works out to one card a day. But, it's always really impressive.
Only. Eh.
Actually, I
Okay.
stopped counting. So with Munchkin Warhammer, it could be more. It is more.
It's probably more.
Sorry.
It's always more.
I think we'll just start right out of the gate with a poll, everybody.
Uh-oh.
So I will ask our players to please vacate the chat
Out of the chat.
as my mysterious shadow DM posts a poll for the
That's always
audience
goes so well for us.
to participate in. Oh, this will be fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's not
it's
a
just
worrying
fine.
thing to hear your DM say ever.
Nope.
Yep.
Never.
It's never bit me in the ass once.
No, I mean it kind of did. I'm sure that was involved.
I also now have to appease a god with a prank.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Lolf eats ass, but anyway.
I
New
mean,
t-shirt design.
in every possible sense.
All right. So, as always, audience, the timer on the poll is ticking down. About 10 minutes. Please bring in your votes. As usual, you can always cast extra votes with your bits and your channel points and all them doodads. So please do let us know which of these things you would like to see happen. And as always, of course, the usual cheering in the chat will eventually fill up the counter. We've reset the counter up from last time where it left off, and that, of course, as you may remember, or not if you're new, will give all of our players an inspiration. to spend whenever that happens. Okay, so we'll let that continue to count down, and I will recap for y'all.
It was a good game.
Yeah, so last game, our intrepid heroes, question mark, tildes on either side, set a trap for the bullywugs that were invading the sewers and bothering the quaggles. And they set that trap in the city nuisance ground, knowing that that's where the bullywugs had been coming to scavenge for food. The bullywugs took the bait, showed up in force, including their queen, but also happened to bring along her boyfriend, who was a teenage black dragon. This resulted in a massive battle. An extremely large quantity of damage was given, mostly to Ugna, also
It's
quite a
fine.
bit to the
I'm
dragon.
fine.
The result of which is that you managed to take out the dragon. Then the city guard came out to see what all the ruckus was about and were quite perturbed to find you in the process of making a giant wagon entirely out of dragon blood and crazy blood magic,
I
and
don't know who's
hauling
blood
said
magic.
dragon into the city. The guard kind of scattered. You were very frightening, and you were able to make your way unmolested back to Tromlin's place, where you proceeded to have a late night butchering said dragon. And it eventually occurred to you all that you weren't exactly sure, magically speaking, what needs to happen. You know, Tromlin, very much adept with the chef's tools. Barrels of dragon's blood, properly bled out by hanging the tail. It's all quite kosher.
The
Or
tail steak's
whatever.
gonna be delicious.
It's
Oh yeah. Choice.
yeah, and so it's all halal, and and then it was skinned, and Tromlin cut some steaks. I believe you were in the process of maybe a steak and eggs brunch going on here to see what that tastes like. But it occurred to you that you weren't really 100% sure how the sort of magical value of these parts can be preserved. And somebody mentioned that it would be useful to go talk to your contact, Dangalf the Dun, Wizard of the Court, at the augury. And then you were reminded that you were supposed to check back in with him eventually to find out what happened to that soul cage you gave him. And that maybe he might know something about owlbears, since your new quest is going to be to go find some owlbear milk somehow. And that's where we left things. So it's still very early morning. You haven't particularly rested, but you're at Tromlin's place. You've got a bunch of dragon parts, and you're pretty much prepared to go talk to the wizards at the augury. What's up? We'll say you have partaken of your dragon steak and eggs.
One thing I want to do before anything happens is I want to cast Gentle Repose on the corpse.
That was
so that he
done.
doesn't. Okay.
Yep.
And another thing I know I should probably do, because I am trying to curry favor to make Ugna's life a little bit easier, is deliver to Benny cooked the choicest cut of dragon steak.
The tenderloin right off the tip.
Mm-hmm. Should I do a cooking check on that?
You got it for sure. So that's your wisdom plus proficiency bonus.
All right.
Using your chef's tools.
Shoot. Wisdom plus
That's a
4.
plus 7, yeah. Total.
Plus 7. 19.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, you are easily able to identify that cut. This is a tetrapod sort of animal kind of thing. Except it's basically a cross between like a bird and a mammal in terms of butchery. It's got like wings, so it's got like breast meat, but it's also got a long spine and 4 legs that it walks on, so it has the back straps, the loin.
It's got a lot. There's a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat. It's a sizable animal. Now this particular black dragon was kind of scrawny. He was a little bit of an awkward teen, but there's definitely a decent portion of tenderloin.
This is why I don't feel bad about killing the Bullywug Queen, is because she was a fucking groomer.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, we did
I
kill
don't know.
the
There wasn't
victim,
much
too.
going on in that brain, though.
You know,
They might have just
If
been
it was-
mentally.
Oh, I should
if it
show
was
off
a
that
teen
picture.
dragon, it could have just been a green dragon, but just dressed in black.
Just emo.
Yeah.
He was just
Exactly.
emo
Like
kid.
emo period. Yeah.
Did it use his breath weapon? I think it did once. Didn't
It did use its
There was
acid breath
definitely
weapon.
some acid
Yeah.
going
But
around,
bronze
yeah.
bronze dragons have maybe when you check the skin, you actually find it's paint, and it's a bronze dragon underneath.
I like
Or copper
Goblin.
dragons have acid.
poorly drawn like tattoos of My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
The Black Parade logo and it's
My
forearm.
alchemical romance.
Oh,
That's
God.
The Black
Yes.
Dragon Parade.
Excellent.
Yep.
That's canon. That's canon now. There is a band. I'm going to write this
Right.
up.
The Alchemical
there is
Romance.
a band called Alchemical
They're
Romance.
just some insufferable bards.
Oh, yeah.
I hate
Yep.
them so much.
Yep.
They're like dual multi-class bard wizards.
Oh, the worst.
Bard
They've been
Warlock.
touring. They've been touring with They Might Be Stone Giants.
Oh.
Yep.
You know,
Beautiful.
I really
There's
like
rumors that the lead singer's just a troll with like some face paint on.
So, I'm just double checking whether our poll is finished. Poll is just about done here, folks.
Right.
So get them votes in. I see there's a clear one ahead, but there's a second place that's definitely in shooting distance.
And we don't know what
Okay.
this poll is, do we?
No, but you'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not
The hard
So
way.
glad I'm here.
Yeah.
They're always
so yeah, I will-
interesting.
I will definitely make sure, like, if I'll bring it to Benny because I want him to have, and also I'll bring a steak for the one.
You want to
on
send
board.
it? Like, do you want to go out and get one of the street urchins and? Because at this
No.
time of day, you probably don't want to go over personally. You just want to
Oh,
take
really?
it and save it for later. It's pretty early.
All right, I'll save it for later. I'll make sure that he gets it later today. Then it's like I feel like that's something I should do, up front. Plus, I'm worried like giving a kid like this, like this
Yeah.
exotic meat. Not that the kid's gonna steal it, but might get mugged. So, but yeah. So I guess we'll get hold of Gandalf and see what we can do with all this information.
Okay. So I would like at this point then, if that's the goal, if everybody's up and done eating dragon steak, it
I
is.
mean, I'm never done eating it, but I
Yeah.
can stop eating it.
You're sort of like you've been sort of like in just randomly any piece of viscera that no one
Yeah.
seems to be particularly
I
interested in.
absolutely put a side bowl of just gristle
Oh,
and
yeah.
Scraps.
cartilage aside
Mhm.
just for my kobold friend. Like,
The best part.
yeah,
And
You're like
you
on
still
all fours.
you still turned
you're-
into a black kobold, right?
Yes. So just
Yes.
to remind you all,
Right.
at the end of the fight, or sorry, after you were done butchering, or you were in the process of butchering, and Fetid had ingested some of the gut. He hiccuped again, and his magical curse transformed his skin into black dragon scales. He actually looks like a shiny little black dragon kobold right now.
I feel very festive.
You
That's a
pull
lot of
out your
faces.
My Alchemical Romance T-shirt and you put it on. You're like,
Oh right, and I think you're
You
wearing the
push your
tail
hair
of the hat right
forward.
now.
Yes.
yes. Tromlin made you a little stocking hat out of the tip of the
Mhm.
dragon's tail.
Mhm.
Right.
how could I not?
It's not yet been tanned, so it's gonna stink pretty bad pretty
I
soon.
mean,
I don't
how
know how
will we
much Fetid
tell?
cares.
How will we tell?
Yeah, it's not going to be a huge difference.
I will tell him at a certain point, like, hey, let me at least get that tan so it lasts longer, so you have it
I
for a
guess
longer
that's
time.
true. I mean,
Hey.
I was just assuming that once it started to like physically rot, I could just eat it. But that seems like a pretty good plan too.
But question: Gentle Repose. If you cast it on the main dragon after the tail has been severed, does the universe philosophically recognized the tail as an extension of the dragon's corpse, or has it now been reified as its own object, which is Fetid's hat?
It's
That
got
is
its own
now,
stat
Oh.
block now.
yeah,
This is
Yeah.
a very perny question.
yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna just say I said that in the old man voice, and this is in question.
Mhm, mhm.
Character.
I would like to watch your hat and see if it rots at a different rate than that of the dragon corpse. I think this would
By
be
all means.
extreme value to the regular old man community.
Do you believe Fetid already began the process of tanning, though? So he's already rubbed like ammonia-laden mixture of brains and urine into
That's right, he
the
did. He
hide.
did do that
Yep.
last time.
He
Right.
just then immediately put it on his
Oh.
head.
Your
Got
hat
it.
smells so good.
Instead of the
It's
usual thing
amazing.
where you stretch it out and leave it in the sun.
No, I mean,
You're
this
like,
way,
that can come later. It'll
well,
be
this
in
way
the
my
sun when
body
I'm
heat will
outside.
help, contribute to the tanning process, and yeah,
Your natural
I'll smell a
juices.
slightly different flavor of bad.
That might be the a confounder for your experiment there.
Mhm.
You also, however, I'll just say just before you head out to go check on things with Dangalf, have not yet cut open the stomach. You still have an intact dragon stomach.
It's gonna be full of like Mountain Dew and Doritos. and
Part of me feels like I should wait until Dangle tells me, like, what if I cut it open and I've ruined it?
Yeah.
or
You
it's
can
like
certainly
We'll just like
you
tie it up
certainly
on
know
either
how
end.
to stretch. Well, you know how to stretch open and turn inside out, like what you would do with a
Okay.
cow's stomach. Like, so you
Right.
know how to treat it without
dragon
destroying it.
haggis. Dragon.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and just start turning it inside out and see what
So
we
as
get.
soon as you begin stretching open one of the orifices of the stomach,
take
one of the
46
the
damage.
sphincters. Well, no, you're being cautious. You put like heavy gloves on because you know it's an acid-breathing dragon.
Yeah.
But then, in fact, a giant gout of the acid inside the stomach animates and comes squirting out. You sort of jump back. Actually, I'm going to get you maybe a dex save to see how quickly you get out of the way.
Probably not with my luck today. Let's see.
Your
Dex
dex
save?
bonus is a 6.
Dagger
You've got a
Silver.
+6 dex save. You're pretty
That's
good.
true. Okay.
It's
Dirty
that
20.
rogue build.
Oh, nice.
Okay, well,
Nice.
no problem. So you leap back, as this acid animates and comes up and takes the form of a humanoid, little winged critter,
Dad?
and it just squeaks out, "Oh, thank God! Oh God, thank God I'm out of there! Oh, thank you so much."
Hi. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Can I get a Arcana check from anybody who's got a proficiency? I think that might only be
Yeah, that
Bernie.
ain't my scene.
that might only
29.
be Bernie.
Oh, shit.
Well, all right.
What
Okay, that's
messed up kind of homunculus familiar vomit elemental is this?
oh, it's an acid mephit.
What?
It's an extraplanar elemental type of beast, an acid mephit, sort of like an acid genie.
The dragon
and
thought he
it,
was going to eat a buffet, but it was a mephit.
Yeah, it's extremely grateful.
Well,
and
I'm glad that we can help you out. My name is Tromlin.
Hi, I'm Ugna.
Oh, are we becoming friends with this guy?
My name is Uncle Perny.
I mean,
but
when
you can
some
call me
guy,
Grand Uncle Perny.
when somebody pops out of a dragon's stomach, you become friends with them.
Cool. That's
That
how you make
helps.
friends.
Yeah, it says its name is, and then it says something unpronounceable. Although I do think some of you might have other planar. Well, actually, I'm specifically thinking of Copernicus.
I've got Abyssal.
Yeah.
It's not Abyssal. It's like an elemental language. Although actually, Glorpa
Ooh.
has.
You're a
Oh,
you're
yeah,
a genasi.
No, we went with Sylvan for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, its name is like something like Shifrient.
We're going to call him Greg.
I say
And-
I apologize. We are not familiar with your tongue, and that we are obviously not quite as developed as you, and that might be too difficult for us to say. Is there something?
But you
that
have saved me from a fate worse than death, whatever that is. Anyway, You know the deal, yada yada, oh, you wish. And then he darts forward to touch you on the forehead.
I let him, I guess.
You take like 1 damage with a little burn, little tss, and you have just a little circular mark, like a little
Okay.
bindi mark. And he says, so yeah, let me know. And then poof, he disappears in an acrid cloud.
Later, suckers! Method out!
All right.
All right
Cool.
then.
I
That
agree.
was the selection of the poll.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
neat.
They
Oh.
chose
Thank you, Paul.
what you
Interesting.
would find in the stomach.
That was much kinder
Wow.
than I expected.
Something good happened.
Well, it just said an acid method, so they didn't know whether. No, I actually said a grateful acid method.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they were
Yeah,
being
but,
nice to you today.
D&D wishes.
So-
Mm,
Yeah,
What do
those
I-
never
what do I
backfire.
know
or
Nope.
anything, I'm
Nope.
sure.
Like how we would resummon this thing and use the wish, and what the boundaries of the wish might be.
It's like nobody
Copernicus
say, I
would be.
wish. thoughtlessly.
Copernicus would know that this is going to be this isn't going to be like a wish spell. This isn't like this is on the level of like genie-like entities. This is fairly low, so it's not going to be it's going to be whatever it can do in its power.
Right.
Okay.
Limited wish
More
or
like a
random
command me than like a wish spell.
You can help us find our keys if we lose them.
Yeah, and you would guess that like you would like rub the mark in order to summon him forth.
Help us find a PS5, but it'll be
Yeah.
refurbished.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
Still not. Yeah, it works.
If you've
Oh,
got really bad
fell off the back
acid
of a
reflux, he'll sort you out.
Yep.
Hold on, I need to let a cat out of this room, or I'm going to scream at him.
While Randy's doing that, I'll just say, as you're all preparing to go head over to Dangolf's, I'd like some perception checks.
Ooh.
Randy, everyone's doing perception check. John, you don't need to roll it yet because you're not here yet, but you will be shortly.
11.
What
11,
might they be
not-
seeing?
Not much.
I'm worse than Alina.
Oh no.
And
I'm just looking at the sky.
I'm wasting all my good rolls.
Good, good,
Wait.
good.
Maybe not. 24. Okay.
I have a 14.
Not sufficient.
Yeah,
And
John, this is
Copernicus?
a habit of mine. I roll really well when it's the least important.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
You're
a
the-
wasted nat 20 counter.
Yep.
Yes.
Randy is the flavor crit machine.
Yes.
Mhm.
Peter, did you roll? I missed it.
yeah, 11.
11. Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
the only person who's going to notice anything is Trellman. So you're all preparing to leave. You grab your stuff. You're basically heading to the door. And just as who rolled the lowest? Ugna. Just as Ugna is like throwing the door open, like with oblivion, or with oblivious abandon, you hear in the distance that telltale clank of marching footsteps that tell you town guard
Coming our
heading
way, I
in this
assume?
heading in this direction.
All right, I mentioned the group. Like, the town guard is en route.
Oh, why? What do we do this time?
I don't know, but I look at Pernicus. Is there a way, Grandpa? Is there a way we can hide this meat? I don't trust them to take it from us.
I don't think, unless we somehow reanimate the meat and turn it into a creature, that I can make it invisible. Because I think I can only make.
This is my cousin Corpsey.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I could probably disguise it to like one person. Like one person can't see it, but if it's a troop, then we'd have to pick like the person to disguise it.
Oh
from.
wait,
So
I
don't
might
think there's
have.
too much I can do.
Hold on, wait. I have minor illusion.
Let me check the size on minor illusion. I will say you probably also have some good hiding spots within
house?
your place because you have been working for the Thieves Guild in the past and you've probably had to smuggle some shit.
We're gonna
Alright.
stuff these dragon guts under our bed.
Uh-huh.
It's all in the pillow.
Yes.
Yep.
Just covered in fur and
And then we're like
dust.
sit in front of it and just be like, nothing to see here. I don't know what
Well,
you're talking about.
You can just tell them that that's where I sleep. And
Yeah, minor illusion is only a minute and 5 foot cube, so you're probably better off throwing it somewhere like under the floorboards. You probably have some space.
the telltale dragon heart.
If you want to pretend the dragon's not dead, I can get the corpse to talk.
Okay.
Would that be helpful?
There
You know,
isn't a
Hello,
corpse anymore.
officers.
that head.
Remember, this thing has already been butchered. There's no
Yeah.
corpse. There's
Okay,
pieces.
Weekend
is-
at Dragon Burnies.
That spell in that head could make a great entertainment routine.
Hell yes.
Well, I'm gonna go outside to delay and stall for time as Tromlin stuffs things
Yeah,
into various.
Ugna's taking the
Sure.
stuff that
Yeah.
had been loaded into the wagon to like go over to Dangolf's and just shoving it under the bed.
So, yeah.
I'm stuffing a bunch in my mouth, but let's be real, it's not coming
It's not coming
back.
back.
You can stuff all the viscera you want in your mouth. It's all for you.
Oh.
Like there is a barrel that is marked Fetids.
Yep. I love it.
Remind me whether the blood wagon is still around. I can't remember if that's permanent or not.
It was going to go away.
Yeah, it's supposed to dissolve on its own. I don't think Perny
Okay.
put any thought into it dissolving it prematurely, so it might just be like out front or something.
It's been a
Uh-huh.
while. We
Slowly
can
oozing
say it's
into the ground.
honestly, if you wanted to, you might have even kept the blood because you thought, well, maybe it's still good as a dragon as
Yeah.
an ingredient.
Mhm.
Maybe.
I know what it's good for. If it's not an
Barbecue.
ingredient. Actually, I mean, I did keep
Dragon
some
black
blood,
pudding.
I did keep some blood to make a blood sauce with,
Ooh.
but the wagon blood could be used as bait for fish.
The dragon wagon.
The wagon blood. Dragon wagon blood. We'll say that the cart isn't there anymore. You've either put it in barrels or let it seep into the ground or something.
Yeah.
So what exactly do you want to do, Copernicus, regarding these guards? When you head outside and go up the street, you do indeed see like a sizable, like not just a normal patrol of a couple of guys, but like a sizable contingent. I want to say battalion, but I think that's a very large group. This is a squad, whatever.
So I think
Something
I
like a
will-
dozen soldiers or so marching together in this direction with Captain Payne at their head.
I think Perny, thinking he's very subtle, will be like, "Oh, welcome to the home of Tromlin the Baker, famous for coining the phrase "Baker's dozen." Please make yourself welcome, all of you guards, again to the Baker's dozen. And we just need one moment, if you don't mind, because the place is a bit of a tip at the moment, and we just have to straighten up some things. But in the meantime, can I answer any questions for you? My name is Copernicus Sunshine. I am a perfectly normal old man, and there's nothing strange happening here.
Captain Payne, in his usual completely absorbs this information with no change of expression whatsoever. I'll remind you, he's an Earth Genasi who just looks like a stone wall with eyes. And he just lets you go through all of this, and then he says, "You and your friends must come and report to the Baron on what has happened."
Oh, I thought we already gave our report when we were shouting from the wall, doing your job for you. Were any of the details unclear? Was it that we knew what we were doing, or that we were doing it faster than you?
Him.
Uh-oh.
And some of the guards will step forward. What do you want to do about this? We won't quite enter an initiative situation yet.
I want to make sure I've got a decent sight line in case I need to start shooting arrows at these idiots.
So what do we know? Maybe Perny will say, "Oh, okay, well, we're happy to cooperate, of course, as we have been doing since this whole thing began. But perhaps you could give us all a moment to get ourselves together, and we'll certainly come file a report about your gross negligence of the Quaggles and the areas just outside the wall's supposed defenses of this town."
Are you going to allow these guards to grab you at this point?
Yeah, I will. I don't want
Okay.
to, and especially we know that the sheriff is like fuck that.
These are separate entities.
Separate, yeah.
So there is effectively like in many medieval kind of town cities, there's basically a civilian government, and there's a lord mayor who Fetid hates.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's a short, squat, round guy in a white suit called Hog.
Gentrifier.
Yep.
Landlord.
Yeah, and then he has the town guard and the sheriff as the people who sort of keep the peace. But in addition to that, there is the nobility that have the the run of the keep, and that's the Baron and his soldiers, which are the king's men. They're not sort of beholden to the town. They don't care so much about the town as other than it's around their keep.
Mhm.
And that's who these people are. This is these are soldiers of the king, not the sheriff's men.
You were insulting a very different group of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eh.
All right. Well, I mean, I meant all the insults I said, so
Yep.
not taking it back.
Good.
Yeah.
But I will point out you have options if you don't wish them to take you into custody, because if you just, for example, were to turn invisible, I would have to make a roll to see if they can actually grab you. But that's
I feel
your
like
call,
that's.
which way you want to go.
I think Perny's going to comply for now. If they start like trying to clap irons on me,
I mean, that does look like what's going on here. When he said, seize him, you're under arrest. That's sort of what was going on.
Okay.
I would let you make a persuasion roll if you're trying to sort of do this whole, just let me step back in here, we'll get ready, and we're surrendering ourselves to you.
Mhm.
If you're making it clear that you are coming along quietly,
Yeah,
I'd give you a roll for that.
I'll try and persuade then. And
Sure.
for a bit more time.
So just roll me a persuasion. I will roll his insight against you,
All right.
and we'll see how persuaded he is.
At this point, Perny does not plan to do escaping, but he does plan to see if the group wants to do escaping. So there's
Right.
definitely some.
I am absolutely pro escaping.
I'm gonna use an inspiration. I think. How many do I have?
I think
You
got at least 2.
Yeah, you're
I got
full.
3. Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
full
use an
up.
inspiration on this. I don't like that roll so much.
That seems reasonable.
Does he have 2 or 3? Where was he?
You got
Where's
3.
my thing? Oh, he's the one with full
Yep.
house.
I've got
All right.
so with inspiration, I got a 16.
That will do it. Just do it. Yeah. I have a 12, but he does not have proficiency here. So, yeah. So you basically placate and do I'm coming along quietly. In fact, we all will.
Mhm.
But just give us a second to get our affairs in order, and we'll come with you.
Yeah.
And then you step back, and so they hesitate and look to Payne, who sort of just holds up a hand like that to them. Still no expression, staring at you. It's very unnerving, and you step back into the house.
Okay. So I think
You all
Perny
could
is
hear
going-
this. You could all hear this. The door
Right.
was open.
Yeah. Perny is going to loudly chatter, saying, "Well, we should all get our things in order and prepare to go report like good citizens." In the Perny book, he's writing, "They are probably going to arrest us. Do we want to GTFO?" Yes, Grandpa knows slang.
I look at Fetid and I say, if you want to return to your people, I think that's fair. Like, we know that they're not going to be fair to you no matter what.
I mean, are they going to be fair to anybody? I would feel bad piecing
I
out
bet-
and leaving y'all to be arrested.
I bend
I
down
would-
and Fetid, do you think you can keep your temper in check to keep us out of trouble? That's the question.
Yeah, I can probably behave, but like
Okay.
the minute the knives come out, I'm gonna start. I mean, if I'm tied up, I guess there's not much I can do.
Do
But
you
yeah,
want to
all
be
right, I
invisible for this visit?
How long
Well-
does your invisibility last?
I will point out that you don't know what the length of visit in
Yeah,
mind
that's
here is.
Yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
I'll
If it's just,
actually
like, talk to
give
the
me a
mayor. that's
roll,
something.
Tromlin. This is
Mhm.
probably very, very in your knowledge base.
Getting arrested.
Politics roll.
What am I rolling?
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide what's relevant. History is the usual catch-all, but it's not. It makes no sense for this particular thing. Just roll me your int plus proficiency bonus. So it's a total of +4.
Do I have inspiration?
You
Yep.
do.
I would like to reuse one. Use one?
Go for it.
Because that was a natural one.
Ooh.
The worst kind of one.
A 23.
That's very
Much
good.
better.
That was way worse
That's
than
better.
shit.
Okay, so you're pretty positive, first of all, that you think they're going to want you to report to the Baron.
Mhm.
And the Baron, at this time of year, is usually out hunting. If you'll recall from your campaign notes, people often mock the Baron for the fact that he spends all his time, out hunting with his buddies and not doing his job.
Yes.
Which means that if you get arrested at this point, you are almost certainly going to be cooling your heels for a while.
While this dragon
Um,
rots in our house.
Do
Yeah.
I know for sure we're being arrested? It sounds like they just want us to report.
That's just what Copernicus said.
All right, I'm going to go. I know Pain, don't I?
Yeah, not like personally.
We're not
Like you,
BFFs, but
you
I
know him to stay away from him because you do stuff with the Thieves Guild, and he's
Right.
the captain of the tower.
I will go out to Pain and say, Captain, before we go, I just have a quick question so I know to prepare since I do have foodstuffs here and that's how I make my living. Are we being arrested or are we just reporting?
You will need to report to the Baron. You will have to stay in the cells until he arrives.
In the cells.
It's a shitty waiting room.
Apparently it's illegal to fight dragons in this town.
Yeah.
Did we commit?
You
a
also
crime?
know that Pain is a very by the book kind of entity. He doesn't have a lot of room for like interpretation.
Can I try to persuade him that I have a gift for the Baron that would make getting it to
Persuade him to sort of give you guys some time that you definitely are going to come by in a bit, but you
Yep.
need to prepare and
Yes, and basically, moreover, I have a gift for the Baron, but if I have to go, it will go bad, and then
Yeah.
I have to tell the Baron this gift I had for you went bad because your men forcibly took me and put me in a cell.
give me a roll. This is going to be a higher difficulty, but you are very
You're
magically
cocky.
good at this. In fact, do you want to pull your friend's cantrip on him? Remember, I'm not using the whole afterwards that you were charmed
Yes,
and you hate
I
people
will try
now,
that as well.
because that makes it useless, and that's
Yes.
why I don't use that rule.
Yes, I will.
All right, so that gives you advantage on this roll. So
and I got a +10.
yeah, but I am giving him an arbitrarily increased target here, just because it's
That's
not-
fine.
Yeah.
My higher roll would be a 28.
Pretty
My
good.
lower roll would be a
That'll-
20. So.
That'll do.
Oh.
Well, let's see.
That-
Maybe get a nat 20.
That will do, but the difficulty was 25,
Ooh.
so that will
Alright.
just do.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I basically
okay.
straight linked him. And I also throw in apologies. Like, by the way, I must apologize to my grandfather. As you know, age touches some of us.
Oh wow.
Look, I'm doing it to keep my grandfather out
Out
of
of jail.
Yeah,
talks.
I
So
know.
whoever had
Jail.
40 minutes into the episode for their Tromlin has to apologize for Perny's behavior pool bet, you can collect your winnings now.
Oh, that's one of those bets where you put down $20, and if you get it right, you win 21.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right, it's like,
doesn't matter
woo.
anymore.
Too safe.
I rolled
Okay,
an
so
apology into this as well.
you throw that golden tongued magic, your fairy magic, into this, and you actually see a softening of the expression that never ever happens, as you basically charm him with your voice. In fact, I'm even going to give him the saving throw because you have that charm ability
Oh,
from your feat, your diplomat feat. So I'm actually going to give him an insight roll. Throw me another persuasion, just a straight up d20 plus your 10 persuasion.
That would be a 25.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. So you manage to absolutely convince him that you can say, consider us arrested. We're like, put us in the books. We'll be there shortly. You know that I will. My neighbors vouch for me. I am respected here. I have to take care of some things. I want to give a present to the Baron. You sort of do a bit of the explanation for like we were you give like a mini statement of like we were wandering by the junkyard. We were
Right.
gathering some parts that had been thrown away, and a bunch of these things attacked. We
was
helped
looking for
defend
soup
the
and-
city.
I look for
Yeah.
soup and mushrooms I serve.
Exactly. And so you convince him that you will be coming by the castle later to give yourselves up. And he and his soldiers march away, leaving you to your own devices.
As he starts to go, I'm like, by the way, I know you work really hard. If you ever need just a nice meal, let me know. For you and your family, I'm happy to help.
And in the meantime, Ugna has directed the others and very efficiently stowed all of your newly gotten dragon bits into your various hidden storage spaces under the floorboards.
I put
Very
some in
well.
my dress.
Nice.
You like just take some of like a loop of intestine and like make a sash out of it.
Necklace.
Yeah, Bernie's definitely been snacking on bits and pieces that just go astray. He's trying to refill his
Delicious.
little blood bank, and I think he'll throw occasional ones in the bucket as well.
All right, so we need to get this stuff done fast.
Yep.
I'm now giving one of the better steaks to the Duke because
The Baron,
to-
yeah.
the Baron. I need to grease these wheels for us.
Hmm. Okay, so are you going to head over to the augury then?
Mm-hmm. Let's get the shit done as fast as we
Yep.
can.
Okay, so Alina, do you want to pull up the map?
Let's do this.
You just could not wait to get us arrested, could you?
Hmm?
There's the map. Oh, our cameras are going to be a little bit weird.
Oh, is there a?
I
Oh,
don't
because
have
we
the
only
guest
have
book
the
set up,
6.
but
That's fine. I just
well,
want to we'll quickly show the audience. For any of you guys, if you want to log into the Roll20, you can just look at it there. But just to show the audience where we're talking about, so I'll just indicate on the map. We were over here, where in this little area, or this little block where Tromlin and Ugna's place is, and now everybody's going to head in the opposite direction of where the soldiers went, south along the wall and around the keep to number 9, the squat round tower next to the Warden's Green. That is the augury.
all right.
Okay, and if you want to switch back just so everyone can see our faces again, we can go back to
There
the
we go.
regular view. Okay. So this tower is only a few stories, but it's a little broader, a little wider than a typical kind of wizard's tower. So it's got quite a bit of space on each floor, and you know it to be not only the place where Dangalf, the court wizard, resides, but also where the local magic school is, where the apprentices come to learn the trade of magic. And so they're always up early there. You go, the streets are pretty empty as you go through. There's a few like urchins running around, but otherwise it's pretty dead. But when you get to the augury, like the keep itself, it's kind of buzzing with activity. The early morning tasks are being done by apprentices and so forth. And one thing that you notice, very hard to miss, is that next to the augury, on the side where the green, the park is, there is this very strange, large construct. It looks like stone, like peanuts, like big stone peanuts, kind of like the body of a rhinoceros with no head or tail. Kind of like smooth curves, with big stumpy legs, quite like a rhino's legs, with like they're almost like just big cylinders. And there's a whole series of them, and they're chained together with massive iron chains fastened like magically directly into the stone. And there is a row of them, and there's lots of like crates and sacks and boxes on top, heaped on top of each of them in the sway of the back of the stone rhino, and then roped in place. And there are a number of servants and soldiers sort of hanging around it.
And
Very
you are saying
strange.
peanuts.
Yes,
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
as opposed to
large, smooth things with sacks around them and the stumpy legs. in our not safe for work stream. I'm just checking to make sure.
Do I have the content
Yeah.
warning flag on
They're
today?
Also,
Banned
not
from
particular
Twitch.
testicle like, not particularly testicle like. No, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to describe this oblong. I think like a rhino's like a rhino's body with a sway back, but with like no head, is probably and made of smooth stone.
Don't
Is
like
probably
that.
a good description. And there's a series of them. It's basically like they were a wagon train, but they're
Like
clearly not wagons.
weird stone golem rhinos
Yeah,
with no heads.
exactly. Like a weird chained array of stone golems or something. And the
Don't like
people
that.
around them are treating them like that's completely normal. This should just be here, clearly, obviously. In fact, there's a couple of small loxodons, like short loxodons, like they're only maybe 4.5 feet tall, very very small for a loxodon, in fairly ornate robes, running around and tugging on things. They're both wearing little black bowler hats
Nice.
as they run around and like pull
Are
on
they
ropes.
Laurel and Hardy?
They don't have the toothbrush mustaches. I mean, they've got trunks, so maybe they do. You can't see it. But
nor do they have the impeccable comic timing.
no.
Tromlin, is the circus in town? Tell me it's the circus.
They're Loxodons. They're an insentient race, Ugna. Don't
No.
insult them.
No, I mean like they've got a bunch of stuff to set up. Maybe this is the big top.
I think they're more merchants. Some
Oh,
form.
oh, that's not as fun.
No, it's never as fun.
may
And you
I
can see-
touch it?
It's on the like you'd have to go away. Like the entrance that you're going towards, the nearest entrance to the augury, is a fair way. It's a fair ways out of your way. So you could go over there to check it out, or you could just head into the augury.
I'll stay on task, but reluctantly.
You got to come out again
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head to the gates of the augury. On the first floor of the augury, there's basically a large arched gate in each direction, in all four directions. It's not exactly north, south, east, west, because it's sort of more in the direction that the town is shaped, so slightly cocked. But the one that faces the south tower of the keep is right in your path, and you can head straight up there. There's like a simple man-at-arms type guard at each gate, like looking bored, leaning on a very simple spear, and they don't even blink. Like they ignore you entirely when you wander in because they're open for the morning. People come and go, and on the first floor, on the main sort of first floor of the tower, this is where like people come to like buy and sell magical goods, or if they are like bringing people to become apprentices, that's where they might come. So you head in and you go looking around for one of the sorcerers here, one of these wizards, and you'll quickly see like a relatively gangling teenager in one of the long blue robes with a pointed hat that's kind of flopped over, looking a little awkward and clearly he's got like a little prefect's badge. To indicate that he's kind of in charge here.
He's wearing a Blood Wagon T-shirt.
Nice.
They opened for They Might Be Stone Giants.
Nice.
That was a good
Are you
concert.
Bloodwagon? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope my Shadow DM is taking notes. I have to write up all these bands. So you're looking for Dangalf. Are you going to head up and ask after him, I assume?
Who should? I guess I should ask. I should
Old
probably
prefect boy.
I should probably be the one who handles all social interactions.
Probably for the best.
Maybe.
You are the least likely to get goo on someone that you speak
It's
to.
true.
That does. It's
Or blood.
interestingly.
That is a common
Yeah.
problem in our group.
Especially with the dragon meat tits that occasionally keep shifting around.
Oh God, I'm picturing Glorpa has stuffed with just like some of this viscera. Just hey.
Yeah, like Trauma doesn't even have the heart to tell her that it's not even actually meat. It's just all gristle she shoved into her
Yep.
dress.
It's like
Still
You're
looking
organs.
good.
You're just like extra
like a-
bosomy for no reason, but it's kind of
It's like a-
smells
Kinda
weird.
lumpy.
Yep.
It's a
Not
piece of
lactating, it's
colon.
just-
Yeah,
Lunch.
It's like, yeah, you generally don't lactate through patellas.
yeah.
It's like dragon kneecaps. I will.
I'm not lactating. It's just lunch.
I'm picturing like Glorpa has some crafting skills. I'm picturing like as you cut the patellas off, Glorpa taking the ligaments and tying them together to make like a little push-up bra out
Ooh.
of dragon kneecaps.
Everything falling out of it is very lumpy, though.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't work well.
Mm.
Go figure.
But it's all natural.
It's odds.
Yep.
But it
So
is
I will-
all natural.
Still.
I will approach this young
We
man.
use every part of the dragon around here.
I will do my best to draw his attention away from my group. And, good morning, young man. We're looking for a Dangolf. Where might we? He asked us to come check in with him at some point, and we're hoping-
I can send word for him.
please tell him Tromlin and Copernicus are here.
He scribbles down the name. He's like pulls out a scroll and a quill, and he's got an inkhorn like on his lapel, and he's like,
Mhm.
and then he takes the scroll and like poofs it in the air. It disappears, and he says, "One moment, please."
Thank you very kindly.
Cool trick.
He doesn't. He'll bow awkward. He's like clearly leaning into his little. I am an official. I have a prefect's badge.
Ooh, he's so important.
Jesus, I wonder want to slap him.
And then like moments later, you wait for like you're like basically have long enough to settle in, like you're about to wait, and there's like a crack of thunder, and Dangelf appears out of nowhere.
Dangolf!
He goes, "It is I. Dangelf means me."
Our old friend who we met 5 days ago.
Thing like that.
Something like that. Wonderful. Good to see you all again. Come up to my study. I have learned a number of things from the soul fragment that you fetched for me. People who are just here at the sort of magic market are all like backing off and like, creepy magic shit is happening over there.
And it smells awful. Just the way.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you guys came in.
Oh, yeah.
So, so there's a stench.
Yeah.
And Dangelf like goes, "Follow me," and disappears. And there's like a beat as you're like, and then the door opens and he's there on the other side going, right, I forgot, this way.
Cool.
In fairness, Dangolf, I would probably do the same. I mean, let's be honest. If you can poof everywhere, fucking do it.
Yeah, it's a miracle that wizards don't have like horribly atrophied muscles.
They kind of do. So you head up the stairwell. It opens at the top into a gigantic chamber that's all like labyrinth with like stairs, all Escher-like going in different directions, and you know, there's paintings with people in them moving around. It's just that scene from Harry Potter, but luckily he's there, and so you just follow him up through one door, and then you come out on the opposite side of the same room on a different staircase, and you go up to then another door, and then you're on a different stair, and by the time after like 3 or 4 flights of stairs, you finally leave this room and are in the study he's leading you to. You're very not sure you could find your way back without him.
Not gonna try.
Nope.
I live here now.
So he leads you into this room. It's a massive study, and standing in here is a massive loxodon in a very well-appointed, ornate robe, and Dangelf introduces him and says, "Oh, this is my business associate, Sir Godfrey. Sir Godfrey, these are the individuals I think I mentioned to you that I had that soul cage that you were interested in buying. That I sadly cannot part with. They're the ones who fetched it for me."
They certainly smell much better than you thought they would.
Wow.
I
That's
guess
the
it's a
first
matter
time
of
anyone's
taste.
ever said that to me.
The secret is a dragon meat.
Hmm.
Good morning, gentles all. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance. Blah.
Oh, hi.
Picturing that like travel down the trunk when
Yep.
you
It
make
is.
that noise.
Blah. I probably should have practiced that a little more. It is. My friend here has been telling me much about you. You certainly are a most interesting. Interesting, yes, that's the word. Well, interesting group, and I'm pleased to make your acquaintance.
I
So-
feel like it's the first time someone's called me interesting, but without stark fear in their eyes. That's sweet of you.
What I
Probably
will
made-
say, for your John, just when you get your first look at this group, your whole collection, your collecting of oddities, you immediately are drawn to a lot of stuff going on here.
Oh, yeah.
There's an awful lot of like interesting magical tidbits all over the place. Copernicus, for example, has a giant magical book on his back. In the place of where one would normally have a backpack, and is carrying a small magical bucket. I don't think
I just dropped them near some magic. They're perfectly normal, like myself. and
Completely
they
normal
just
thing. Yep.
Give off a bit of a glow.
I'm gonna throw. I don't think I put anything like this on your character sheet, John. But I'm just going to say you have a monocle of detect magic because, like, it's the sort of thing you should just have.
Yes, I think so.
Uh,
She did draw a
the,
monocle. I just didn't.
the swamp genasi seems to be wearing a brassiere made of dragon parts, but also is wearing an obsidian medallion that is of significant magic. The huge warrior orc has like a little, what almost looks like a paper crown, but it's appearing to be magical.
You had that.
Good, good, good,
Frog
good.
Queen. It's
Yeah,
the crown of Frog Queen.
it is. I'm the Frog Queen. Hello.
The legendary crown of the frog queen.
Well, came to Frogtown and hell was Ugna.
Yep.
So Dangalf will immediately sort of usher you over to one big desk where he has the soul cage, the actual little gem-like structure that you trapped that familiar inside of.
I saw them open for Meat Wagon. Blood Wagon, I'm sorry.
Oh, Meat Wagon's a very
Wagon.
different band.
Yeah, that's a very different band. Soul Cage, Blood Wagon. Just
Mhm.
basically
Good.
everything in Dungeons and Dragons would be a band name.
Essentially.
Attack of Opportunity.
Yep.
So
That's definitely
Thaco.
like a war metal band.
Oh yeah.
Thaco, that's old school.
Thaco is a hair metal band that
Oh,
just
Yep.
they think they're great.
Thaco.
Cure. No, that one's silly.
So yeah, Dangolf will say, I've been doing some research, as I promised, on this
Ah,
strange soul fragment. Effectively, what you have done is you have captured a small, tiny piece of the soul of the caster of this familiar spell. And I have been able to divine his name. I'm sure some of the things that I have learned you will not be surprised by. He is a warlock of the patronage of the Raven Queen. But I believe you already knew that. His name is Eliphas Darkmoor. And there is an infernal touch upon his blood. Perhaps a tiefling? Or perhaps simply one who has dabbled among the infernal more than is good for him.
Without controlling
Wiggles
myself,
his giant eyebrows.
without controlling myself, looking right at Grandpa.
I wish you'd give up smoking, Grandpa. It is certain that he has absorbed powers from outside, in any case. He's a powerful figure of some sort in the Raven cult. I would be unsurprised to learn that he is the new leader that has been organizing them more dangerously than we've seen in centuries. But I cannot tell for certain. I have tried to scry upon him, but he has formidable protections. I do know for certain from my divinations that it was he who was behind the rise to power of that tribe of barbarians. I forget what they were called that you
Oh, the
encountered.
Night Stalkers.
Yes, something like that. Um, he seems to have granted them magics, um, likely using tattoo and sigil magic. And in fact, you said something about some of their shamans or mystics having a magical tattoo. If you ever were able to deliver me one of them alive with these tattoos, I would be very appreciative. I would be very interested in studying the magic that they are using.
Isn't that called kidnapping?
Does
Hmm.
Shaylin have a tattoo still?
I was wondering.
Shaylin never had the blood, or sorry, no, Shaylin had the regular blood dagger tattoo, not the one with the extra blood drops that the magic
Right.
users had.
Okay.
We're also not turning her over.
No,
No.
this doesn't sound like an arrest though. This sounds like genuinely he wants to like
Just look at it.
have a look, write a little
Yeah.
paper on it.
Yep.
That's fair.
This is my new pet cultist I keep in a cage.
Exactly. And so yes, so some subset of this tribe turned to the worship of a dark goddess, Nihil, a goddess of the dark ice, is what the divinations name her. But I'm fairly certain it is simply a guise for the Raven Queen. It makes sense that that is how the warlock would grant them power through his own patron. In any case, their magics are similar in terms of shadow and ice, that sort of thing. I really have no idea what the purpose was. However, I from what you told me in my investigations, I can't imagine that these barbarians would have really posed a threat to the armies of the north and the armies of Karsh. So I'm uncertain what it was that the cult hoped, or that Eliphas hoped to gain. But so far, that is basically everything that I have learned.
I do wonder if we will see. Perhaps this was a staging ground to try a new tactic, or perhaps you've
Possibly.
underestimated the tribes of the north if their powers had come together suddenly, or perhaps they were a distraction for a move made elsewhere.
I mean, that last one may be. I would simply, in terms of numbers, unless they had very, very powerful magics that they had not yet revealed, they certainly would not have been a threat to the north. But maybe you're right. Maybe a distraction or some other goal, some nefarious, specific plan that I know nothing about. I will be able to learn more about the specific powers Eliphas may have, particularly regarding this familiar, but it will take me more time to divine more.
We are on your schedule.
In the meantime,
In any case, that's all I know so far.
get you a fresh tattoo.
Indeed.
Be-
And is there anything else I can do for you? Is that all you wished?
Quite a few
Oh, yeah.
things, actually, Dangolf. I don't know if you heard, but we slaughtered a black dragon last night.
Oh my!
And
A full-grown dragon? I heard nothing of this.
Well,
it was getting close to full grown. He was old enough to make stupid mistakes.
Yes.
Oh, a
And,
young one. Yes.
Yes.
You know what they say, young, dumb, and full of acid.
Young, dumb, and full of fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he is now butchered. I have managed to skin him. I have pulled parts. I just don't know if there are any parts that
Oh.
are useful to you.
Oh, the
And-
dragon parts are very useful for all sorts of magics.
Well, the good
You
news
will
is
need to
We
treat
ate some
them
of them.
properly.
Not all of them, though.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I
a
mean,
bit.
we've kept some of the meat for cooking and such. But, well, the good news is I've cast Gentle Repose on it. So we have 10 days, which is great because we're being arrested shortly. But
Arrested?
apparently, his royalty wants to give us a full report. But as he is in the field, we have to turn ourselves in, which means we will be going into the cell until he returns.
I mean, if he's hunting, why don't we just go find him? We have to
That
leave
would
town
be-
anyway.
We could
That-
become the hunters.
Granddad, no. Granddad, no.
The Baron just
fine.
set out 2 days ago. I imagine it will be some time before he returns from this latest excursion.
Well, unfortunately, the captain of his guard is insistent we return. So I was wondering if you could help us do anything with some of the hide, etc., like preserve it, because obviously the normal methods don't work. We don't want to ruin it. Also, if there are any parts that are just useful to you that you need to claim.
Certainly. Then I have. Well, thank you first of all, but I have many apprentices here who could very much use the practice in treating and collecting such components. Also, while there are a few that would be certainly of use to me, my friend here deals in such materials and may very well be willing to make you an offer for some of this.
I look at the Loxodon. Butchered pretty well. Organs are intact, except for the patellas, which have been turned into. I point to Ugna.
Or
Fine
Dwarva.
specimen over here.
Corva.
Well, I think something happened and someone kicked the heart in the dirt, and it's bad now, so you wouldn't want it anyway.
Yes, the heart unfortunately was severely damaged. I'm sad to say. The brain, however, is in a jar in great shape, as are the eyes, all the teeth, etc.
Well,
the
the
claws.
eyes very much useful. The blood.
It's literally in a jar. When you said the brain was a jar, I was like, of course it is. You killed it.
Yes.
And he's a
That's a
teenager.
little Loxodon humor. I'm sorry. We
It's
amuse
fine.
ourselves.
Oh, I do want the head, though, if we can keep it. I would really like that for our house. I think it would make a real good accent piece.
I figured we'd have that taxidermy, which means it'll have fake eyes anyway.
Yeah.
So still,
That's fair.
but we would like some of the hide, if possible, treated so it will keep some qualities, perhaps to make armor or something for our group. But the rest, I mean, like I said, the meat I obviously need for cooking. Although I don't know how long I'm going to be in a goddamn jail cell. I have 10 days on a gentle repose spell. I can, since we have to turn ourselves in, tell you, Dangolf, exactly where in my home all the things are, so you can collect them if you need.
What if perhaps an arrangement of some sort? I don't know what your plans are in the near future, but
Oh, we gotta
I
milk an
could-
owl bear.
I beg your
Yeah,
pardon.
what do you know about owlbear milk?
We are being
Owlbear
sent.
milk. Well, some cuts of dragon are perfect prepared in owlbear milk.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That is marvelous.
convenient.
Some of the finest chefs in the land. Yes.
Oh, well, that's
So, I
don't have
Tromlin. He's a
either.
real good
Wasn't there a
chef.
wizard? Wasn't there a wizard named Stroganoff who was famous for that recipe?
Oh, old beefy. Yes, yes.
Yeah. God damn it.
Good old beefeater stroganoff.
Well, you need to know about owlbears, do you? This is an ideal opportunity for a teaching moment. Just let me give it one of my apprentices. Michael, come in here. And one of the side doors opens, and one of the rodent folk, ratkin, comes in. This particular ratkin is black fur and really big, almost perfectly round ears.
Michael Mouse.
God.
And he's got like really big. He's got really big, like almost Coke bottle thick glasses.
Is
He
he the
has kind of a
sorcerer's
scar-
apprentice?
He's got a bit of a
Gotta take
scar I guess he's got a
Yes,
bit of a scar
hello?
on his face. Oh,
Oh, Disney? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have to stop the stream now.
not even
Goodbye,
that.
everybody.
That's only one of the IPs. Now he's
Goodbye,
got these
everybody.
big glasses, and he's got a bit of a scar running down his forehead.
Yeah. So
Maybe
the,
it's
the
and-
Wizarding
Oh
World
my
of
God.
haha is calling as well
Uh-huh.
on my end.
Yeah,
and,
Uh-huh.
but I'm also
and I think that's also Disney. I don't know. Anyway, and then so
No,
they,
it's Warner Brothers.
whatever. They can
Let's piss them all off. It's good.
They're all owned by the same 4 people anyway.
And so they as he comes in, Dangal says, Mr. Cotter, I would like you to, since you've recently written your paper on owlbear ecology, I would like you to tell these fine people what you know about owlbears and their production of milk.
Sure thing. Oh boy.
Oh boy, I'd sure love to do that, Mr. Dangolf.
I just hope he has a giant dog like friend. Let's go
Oh
get him.
man.
mean,
Goofy. Yeah.
but also
Yeah, not-
another
not that
dog
you've
who's
met
a
yet.
pet.
Yeah.
Not that you've met yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's the difference between a hyena and a knoll. Really straightforward.
Don't
I've never
get
been
me
confused
into-
about Goofy and Pluto.
Don't get me the Disney comic stuff. Just don't.
Yeah.
Fighting every urge right now.
To just derail the
To not.
stream.
I think the implication is that Pluto is a sentient speaking person who has a very specific relationship.
It's a lifestyle.
Peter,
Look. Look.
I'm real close to explaining it to you. It's the same reason Donald Duck goes duck hunting sometimes.
That's true. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Someone in the chat highlighted a comment asking, "Could Tromlin dry age or cure the dragon meat?" Of course he could.
Dragon
Ooh, dragon charcuterie.
Oh yeah.
That'd be real good.
Indeed.
with some
Dragon salami.
Albert cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Albert cheese and dragon salami.
That's gonna be our new
It's,
pop-up restaurant when we get back from this adventure.
Yeah, so we can gentrify out the quaggles.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so little Michael Cotter is going to pull out his wand and like make a bunch of illusions appear as he recites through his little lecture on owlbears. And he goes, the owlbears of the north.
I hate him. I hate him already.
I won't actually do like a Mickey voice because that'll get like so irritating so fast. But imagine
imagine
that it's Mickey Mouse, and he's wearing the same little like blue robe with the stars on it and the little pointy hat that the guy was downstairs. No broom in sight though.
For copyright.
And he
Yes.
says, there are several species of owlbear found in the north, not counting the more exotic forms in faraway lands like the spectacled owlbear of the south, or the very rare black and white eagle owlbear far to the east. There are only 4 species commonly found in the north. The huge, ferocious, snowy owlbears. They are the most dangerous and also the most solitary, found throughout the north, particularly in the icy wastes and other coastal regions where they are mostly aquatic. Then there are the stealthy black owlbears. They have ghostly black disc faces and jet black fur. They're fairly common throughout the north, but they are fairly cunning and wary of humanoids. They tend to breed in the spring after the winter hibernation. Then there are the common brown owlbears. They're more plentiful a little further south, particularly the Ibetian Empire and drier lands to the east. They do breed year-round, but they are not as common quite this far north. And lastly, quite common in the north, are the great horned owlbears, frequently found in wooded areas. While they breed frequently in the spring, they also occasionally raise clutches in the fall.
We just got our hand up.
And that's all I have, Professor.
Which one's the best for milking?
Do they have horns? Also, are they soft?
Ah.
I mean, all owlbears have soft feathers and soft fur. It helps to keep them warm in the northern winter months.
Which is the
Uh,
softest?
Oh, what an excellent question. I would think that the snowy owlbears might be the softest,
Oh.
but they're
No.
also the most ferocious.
Oh.
We're not going to the frozen waste.
Look, they're all
Can't
soft.
we?
Yet?
Can't we, Grand Nuggets?
No, we need to do this quick. Look, I look at
If you're looking
Daniel.
for the ones, so someone asked a question about which one's the best ones to milk.
Mhm.
So I will point out, just in case anyone's forgotten, that I established a while ago that it is autumn in the setting
Oh,
right now,
So we need one that's
and he'll
currently breeding.
say,
I did
yeah, he'll
screw
say
you
that
on
you're.
the
Oh, the best bet for breeding currently are either the brown owlbears, which can be found a bit farther south and east, but so a bit of a journey, or the great horned owlbears, which are found in the woods throughout the north, like the wild woods, and so on.
Very well.
Very
Oh.
excited to have been able to he actually got to use part of his thesis.
All right, but
That
how do
never
you
happens.
how do you milk them? How do you milk them?
I mean, I don't know if people actually milk them, but they nurse their young.
You got your PhD in this.
I look at
I mean, agriculturally, I don't know about people milking them, but they do. They lay their eggs and they sit on the clutch. Generally, the one parent sits on the clutch at a time while the other hunts and brings food back to the nest. And then when the owl bear let cubs hatch,
When they
uh,
let cubs what?
they let them hatch.
Thank you. Clarification is everything.
Once they hatch, they will nurse from the mother for a period of time until they are big enough to leave the nest, and then they all tend to go off solitarily. Some breeds, like the black owl bears, will stay together. The mother will stay with the young for the first year. Others, like the snowy owl bears, once the young are big enough, they will simply leave the nest and go off on their own.
So one of
All
us
right.
needs to dress up like a baby owl bear.
No, we do
Not
not.
Yes.
Not it.
Oh,
I was
I,
gonna
I
say-
could do it.
I would
I
do
could
that.
do it.
You have polymorph.
I've role played that before.
Tromlin hates everything.
Oh.
I'll
So
say,
far, it's the
look,
best idea and the only idea we have, right?
Agreed. Let's proceed.
I turn to Michael, and I say, so here's our situation.
Mickey to my friends.
No, we're not your friends.
Michael, so we need to fill a canister about yay big full of owl milk. And we have to somehow transport it back before it curdles. That is...
And actually, Dangalf will step in here and say that there are very easy spells to preserve the contents of a container. You could easily enchant such a thing. Actually, Sir Godfrey, did you not have? I believe you had something in stock, like a bag of preservation or a wineskin of preservation or something like that.
Yes. It's several, in fact, and potions aplenty. There's this polymorph idea is intriguing to me. Who mentioned that? That's genius. Frankly, it's genius.
I have an idea.
Oh God, it's never good
What
when wizards have ideas.
So Sir Godfrey was going to be making a trip with his trade goods to Ravenfall and the wildwoods beyond. And there are many great horned owlbears in the wildwoods that are breeding this season. If you were to perhaps pay for a passage, a journey, and some assistance from Sir Godfrey in in the form of some of the more interesting bits of dragon that he might find useful for his stock. You could go along.
That's what the kids are calling it these days. Stock.
And then I would, since there are certain favors that Godfrey is doing for me en route, the fact that he would have all of you for additional protection of his caravan would be useful enough to me that I would be able to put in a word with the captain and have you sort of on my bond that when the Baron returns, I can simply magically contact you and bring you back to report to him as whatever it is they want to ask. Does
a
this
lot better
seem
than putting him in a
acceptable?
jail cell.
Oh yeah.
As long as you can do two things for me. One, if it's going to take us more than 10 days, have someone cast more gentle repose on the meat so it doesn't go bad.
Hmm.
And two, there is a young woman, well, you know her, the cultist who we got to pull away. Keep an eye on her. She is waiting to hear word. I've sent trying to find her an apprenticeship somewhere. And I worry that if I'm not here to check on her regularly, she's going to get bored and to end up in irons or worse.
Well, why don't you? I don't believe, Sir Godfrey, you were going to leave tomorrow. Yes, in the morning.
Yeah, like it's within this. Things can be arranged. We could leave earlier, maybe a little later. This is of great interest to me. My curiosity is piqued.
Whichever is best for you, that's fine. I do
I
have
will.
one.
If I put word in with the good captain, you could take the day to manage whatever affairs you have to manage, and then whatever you still need done. If you need to bring me some of these dragon parts for processing or preservation or what have you, I have many apprentices who could use the experience preparing magical components. And whatever still needs to be done then when you leave, let me know.
All right, that sounds great.
Does that seem?
Yes, I have one last concern though. This is about the owlbear. Since we're basically getting milk from a mother owlbear, this is trauma just hating himself for like being a bleeding heart. How is it going to affect the owlets? Because does she make enough, or are we going to be killing a baby?
Ugna looks very
Mickey-
sad at that.
Mickey's all very excited to continue to share his thesis work on owlbear ecology.
Good.
And so
our choices are to listen to Mickey talk more, or we could kill a baby.
Oh,
And this is a choice we have.
Yes.
I mean, they're not endangered, right? So we could probably afford to kill at least one.
Tromlin's like, I don't want to kill, even if it would happily murder me. I can't.
Don't
You don't have
think
to. We
of
got
it.
6 of us.
Don't
I have
think of it as a baby owlbear. Think of it as veal.
Yeah, there we go.
They'll continue to produce milk as long as the young are growing.
What's its favorite food? Does it like scritches behind the ear?
Well, they raw meat. They kill just about anything and eat it.
Well, that's easy to take care of. One last
my
thing:
own
are there
I mean-
sedatives? Are there sedatives that we can maybe give the mother and the father so we don't have to harm them as well?
Angel sort of shrugs and looks at Sir Godfrey. It's like magic potions, I suppose.
We'll figure it out.
Possibly.
Sir Godfrey,
That seems an oddly specific question, frankly. I'm sure. I'll have my people working on that.
thank you. I just want to cause a
Trying
little.
to find a way to phrase that, but okay.
I'm trying to cause as little damage as possible.
I imagine Glorpa could probably whip up a little special something, sleeping draft or potion.
We can do so many things with this. I have such plans.
Very well. We will. I turn to Dangle.
was ominous.
We will send over the parts designated what we would like to have treated for our use, and what is yours to keep or to divide between you and the good merchant here. And I turn to our new friend. We will return in the morning, ready to go.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
I'm going to suggest as a DM, just for fun's sake, that unless you're going to very quickly speed through the next bit, maybe take Sir Godfrey with you, just so John has something to do.
That's fine. That's fine.
But
Yeah.
I kind of suspect
We
you're
can
going to
kinda-
speed through the
Yeah, we
next
can
part.
kind of jump ahead, right? Because we're
Yeah,
just
like, you're just
getting
gonna.
stuff together.
So Dangalf will send word to Captain Payne. He's like the sorcerer to the court. So he or the court wizard. He basically gives his word that he will magically arrange for you to be present when the Baron returns, and that you're basically doing a quest for him in the meantime. You can easily go and talk to Shaylin. In fact, at this point, the contacts that you've put in motion to find her work in Karsh would have returned. So when you go out and talk to some of the to your guild friends, they will say, "Yeah, there's some people who are willing to give her a chance to do some jobs if you send her down."
All right, then I will go to Shaylin, tell her this information, tell her I will pay for her passage if she would like to go. All I ask is she send word to me when she can, so I know how she's doing.
Absolutely. She will refuse the offer of passage because she's like, I can take care of myself, no problem. But she thanks you very much for everything you've done for her and says that she will stay in touch.
Cool.
In proper grandpa fashion, I'd still like to slip her some hard candy and like a $10 bill.
Yeah.
When I say goodbye.
A 10 gold piece note.
Yeah.
Yep. I will also
Don't spend it all in one place.
And a pair of new socks.
Yep.
I will also then take
Hard.
one of the best steaks to Benny,
Yep.
present to him, and one to his turtle assistant as well. Just
Yep.
thank them for all they've done.
You like butcher paper wrap up a package of dragon tenderloin.
Actually, can I try to cook it for them? Because like that, I would, chef. I want to cook it for my own. I don't want to give them someone else's food. Is that okay?
You could, because you've got the whole day, so you could sort of contact Leatherback and let him know that you want to make a meal.
Dragons on the menu tonight.
For the dawn.
Add one to the wasted D20 list.
Oh
no! a nat 20 on the I make a dinner for somebody.
Oh man!
Why can't it be in combat? Once.
That's just not what you're
only
here
cooking.
For, man.
You can only cook.
Yep.
Only cook.
Yeah.
Fight.
So no problems. You give Dangalf's apprentice, the one downstairs with the prefect's badge, has been instructed to assist you. You give him a key, or even you've got time to just bring over.
Yeah,
I
Ugna's
don't
loading
trust
up
him
the wagon and dropping off shipments of dragon meat and scales.
Yep. Dragon hide and what have
Like
you.
I said, I want to keep most of the meat, and I've asked Dangolf to come back if he needs to. If we're not back in 10 days.
Just to cast another repose. And you leave the key, and there he says, yes, we can do that, no problem.
Because that's a lot of meat, and I can make a lot of money off of it, off the rich assholes, and that gets us ahead.
Especially if you keep rolling 20s on your cooking rolls.
I hope Benny's. I don't know if Benny's even eaten a goddamn thing I've given him. I hope he's enjoying it.
Now, when you make that meal for Benny and his right hand man, this is where that black token that I spent last game. This is where you find that the whispers of Loki. As you're working, you're in the process of preparing the meal, and you're passing your hands over, your spice rack, and you just linger on certain spices that you've got very small quantities of that you've gotten from away in the south, It's a rare spice that's called Talaz Tadab.
Oh no.
Delicious.
Oh no.
As a
It's
very
it's either gonna be
obscure reference.
hot or farty. I can't tell which.
And Talaz Tadab it's extremely hot, but it occurs to you that all you have to do with your silver tongue skills is a little bit of misdirection, and you could potentially have some very amusing fun. And so the little hints that Loki is giving you is that if all you have to do is reveal where you got this meat or this seasoning or whatever, is from someone that you perhaps don't like right now,
Ooh.
Like
like the sheriff.
sheriff.
That you could make a lovely meal for, especially it occurs to you because you doubt that this spice would have a lot of an effect on the turtle.
Mm. Reptiles. Don't have the capsaicin receptors.
That's
So it
right.
would still be determined to be, oh, so delicious. It just would also happen to maybe have a certain impact.
Fuck
And
it. I mean, I promised Loki, so let's do it.
What if we gave the really hot steak to the Baron? Just to see
No.
what happens.
What if we did not? Oh, hey, he's out in the
you'll
field. We
have an
won't get it.
opportunity to get everybody in trouble with the Baron later. I
Oh, good.
promise.
Great.
Oh, good.
Cool. Good.
That being said, I do know one person who does deserve it the most, and that would be the sheriff.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. I'm
With
I
Loki-
obviously can't read your mind, but for the record, Fedor is completely in favor of this.
I will ask Loki very blunt, like, would you be appeased if I gave it to the sheriff to cause him some agony, or do you specifically want?
Well, see, if you may give the sheriff some agony, then he suffers for a day. If you start the Thieves Guild looking for vengeance against the sheriff, then he suffers for weeks.
Okay, so I will prepare it.
If you give a man a fish,
He will
And
slap
the
it.
fish is poisoned.
If you give
we
a
give
mob
man
boss a fish.
If you give a man a poisoned or a fish that'll make him sick, he'll be sick for a day. If you give him that same fish, if you take that same fish and slap the mayor in the face with it, and tell him this guy did it.
The French will have a verb for it.
Yeah.
So I guess I will. When I present the steak, I will apologize and say, "Now I was stopped by the sheriff, and he wanted to inspect it." I will allude to I thought I saw him do something, but it seems fine. And I cast a purify food and drink on it,
Yep.
so there's no poison in it.
I thought I saw him add a little tadab of something.
Give me a roll
did anybody
on
handle
your
your
persuasion.
luggage?
Yeah.
I'm getting real
Give me
mad
a-
at this. I'm getting real
give me a
mad at this shit.
Did you just roll another natural
Oh,
20 on your
boy.
persuasion roll? Beautiful. It's the rainbow dice.
Oh,
man.
good. Oh,
That's
good.
My goodness.
Loki loves you.
Excellent.
It's the
But
rainbow
Loki
dice.
wants to-
The theme of this episode is poofs everywhere. I think we said that earlier.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
No, you get so lucky with that nat 20 roll. You're very persuasive, but you're so lucky you immediately cause concern to Leatherback because he's the one who actually collected the plate. That he immediately tastes his portion and goes, "Oh man, it's great! Oh, it's so good." No, it's completely fine.
Oh, good.
And then he tastes his. I'll absolutely give this to Benny. He's going to want this for his dinner tonight.
All right, I said, just
Thank you so much.
Again, I'm just concerned because the sheriff, who knows what he's done.
Yeah, we know that guy's a little. He's on the take though.
Well,
He wouldn't
seems
mess
like-
with Benny. It's fine.
all right, very well. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yours, my friend, and thank you for all the help. And we will be leaving shortly to find Albert.
Awesome. Excellent. I'm glad that's moving.
Yes, we even have possible way to return it with no damage.
Magical preservation or something.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. All right, and with
Awesome.
that, I book my ass out of here as fast as I can.
Okay.
Let's leave immediately.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And in my mind, this scene goes from Sir Godfrey leaving with the group, fast forward to the next morning, and Sir Godfrey turns up with that vacant, empty stare of the Marine on Guadalcanal. Just that 1,000-year
Seeing things.
stare, just
Yep.
empty, empty.
Let's go. Good morning.
We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta
Let's
go.
get out
we
of
gotta
town.
go.
So
I have
the
a great feeling about this.
yeah, the big so that great big crazy stone caravan of like weird magic golem things appears to be Sir Godfrey's
Fine.
caravan and transport.
It's
Oh.
just a little thing I call, Tusk's cranny.
Oh, I have something else.
It's
I
my
call
name,
that.
Sir Godfrey Franklin Tusk the Fourth.
Oh.
And this is my wares, my livelihood, my life. It is such a pleasure to have you along this journey.
I feel.
I don't
very
remember.
honored.
Sorry, I don't remember, John. I think I asked you, but I don't remember if I got an answer. Whether you wanted the mercenary soldiers that you have with you as defense to be Loxodons or something else.
Well, something else, because the two
Mixed
Loxodons.
mercenaries.
Yes, the two Loxodons, my assistants, Timothy and Tomothy, are the little
Good.
shorter Loxodons,
Good.
and they're just like
Yep.
darting around the place all the time, following people annoyingly, and yes.
They get in your way frequently.
Yes.
Yeah, once they'll get like a bunch of baggage put up in one, and they come running up, and one of them says, "Sir, everything is prepared," and the other one like peeks out from behind him and goes, "Yes, to be precise, everything is prepared."
Well, very good, very good. I believe we're ready to be on our way. Haha.
That's good.
We have. I will.
Sir, yes,
Prepare.
at once.
Make sure one of the cars is ready to take on some guests. A little bit unexpected, but there you have it. It's a jolly rum thing. But the fascinating group, and they smell much better than people have said.
It's because
You
we're
keep
outside.
saying that.
It's great,
Yeah.
not great, but better than I was
I mean,
prepared
that's
for.
fair.
I
That's
will.
fair.
Fairness, Trollan smells wonderful.
You will
Trollan
catch a
smells-
couple of looks from some of the soldiers, kind of like looking at each other, like, I don't know what he's smelling, but I'm moving to that side.
Oh, and Lane, I rolled a 6 for
He
my
was
god.
prepared for much worse. Much
6
worse.
for what?
My god of the day.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
There's a new day, a new dawn, a new god.
And hopefully Loki was at least pleased. Like, yeah, that was.
Oh yeah,
fun.
you did the prank he wanted you to do. All right, god number 6 on the list is Ebisu again,
Ah.
the southern orcish god of luck and fishermen. His
All
symbol
right.
is a sea bream, a little fish medallion.
I will sacrifice a fish on the way down, and then we'll, I guess, get going.
And just to
Smoke
clarify, we're going to be riding Sir Godfrey's traveling train of assorted magical goods and doodads. Is that correct?
Correct.
You-
So the two little servant Loxodons have cleared some of the goods from a couple of these to others. So basically, these little stone cars in the train, kitty,
Yep.
have like that sloped back for which are basically saddles.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Excellent. Yay.
Nice.
Yeah, so they have like either
Nice.
structures on them, like a set of wagon benches,
Mhm.
or they can have just a flat out saddle on them. I would say you probably have a couple that are kind of wagon benchy in general, because one of them is clearly your own like palanquin, like
There's
near
my
the
own.
head.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yay!
I haven't thought about that at all. It's just something.
Oh, and I just wanted to say to everybody, because I don't know if I made it clear, with all the different species of owlbears, I absolutely think that the black owlbears have like barn owl faces.
Oh,
Like
makes
jet
sense.
black barn owl faces with black soulless
Creepy.
eyes and then black fur,
Not
and are just
upsetting
like
at all.
terrifying, creepy little owlbears.
yay! They're gonna murder us.
That's not a Batman villain in the slightest.
Well,
Nope.
the ones you're going after are the great horned owl bears, which clearly have like the little antlers, like
Like a jackal,
lots of like
but an
fey
owlbear.
drawings. Yeah, or like
Oh,
wild kin.
I do make a special meal just for Ugna
Ooh.
for the road. At one bullywug's leg I took, I have
Nice.
Oh,
So-
nice.
you get a nice giant drumstick.
Oh, good.
French cuisine at its finest.
Oh,
Frog
cool.
queen, frog,
Frog
queen,
queen.
frog queen.
I'm gonna
So you
recline on
consume
my.
the flesh of the frog queen.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
This is
Afterwards,
this
you
is
got
like a
scepter.
theme in this campaign. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
well,
flesh
you know-
consuming.
Bullywug meat actually pairs very well with certain cuts of dragon. Just
Oh.
saying this. It's almost as if they were meant for each other
Oh.
somehow.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Huh.
a good thing we killed them together then.
Yep.
They could be together once again.
In our stomachs,
Belly.
In ways they
And
never
then-
had been before.
and then in the latrine together. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Hands up,
Um,
everybody who had frog's legs for lunch.
Good timing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so you all climb up or walk alongside. Ugna's a little big for the for most of these carriages, but the I mean,
Madam,
Sir Godfrey's
we have
own one.
just for you. We will have.
Yeah.
You obviously you are a star athlete in our midst.
Oh.
A pit fighter of great renown. You must have your own.
Oh,
I
thank
will
you.
insist on nothing less.
Oh, thanks. That's real kind of you. Hop up.
So Ugna's riding
can-
on her special cart with a giant fucking frog leg that's
Yes.
been barbecued.
Yes, and a
Wearing
little
Wearing
crown.
a little crown. Wearing
Yep.
a little crown. Yep.
I am
I think you're still in
reclining.
the frog pajama suit too, just in my
Yeah.
head.
We'll show that
next
off
time-
when we
next
go to
time
break.
you- Next time you're in a pit fight, if you might just like on your uniform, just maybe a little patch, Godfrey Franklin Tusks the Fourth, traveling caravan of goodies, something
Oh.
like that. I mean,
Oh, like
some
a
sort of
brand deal.
sponsorship, perhaps.
Yeah. I
Thank
could
you.
do one of those.
May I-
Brand deal is so ugly. Let's just let's call it corporate sponsorship.
Okay.
May I pitch you a tagline? Okay, it's Godfrey's oddly waddly trolleys of motley godly tchotchkes. People won't be confused and they won't forget it.
Oh my
promise.
God.
and you literally see the Loxodon's eyes go really small, and I love this. His head is this is such I cannot be. I'm just beside myself. This is remarkable. Oh, but he shakes your hand, with giant Loxodon. What do Loxodons have? They don't have hands.
And you can also use your trunk. I gave you a
He'll use the trunk, yes.
I gave you a talent, John, so you can use your trunk with a bonus action instead of
Ooh.
having to spend
Yes.
your action on it.
Excellent. I do not use an action then.
Well, Purdy is clearly very pleased with himself and very happy to have pleased you.
Uh,
Sir Godfrey is so. I mean, he is now issuing orders to Timothy and Tomothy to like
Start stitching banners.
Yes, exactly.
It's too bad you didn't take that skywriting spell.
Oh yeah.
Sir Godfrey regrets that deeply at this moment.
So you're heading out along the Great Ring Road again, out towards Ravenfall. So you're traveling some
As the
some-
caravan starts, by the way, as the caravan
Yep.
starts, you've got imagine the Jungle Book Elephant's March music going as
good.
these things start. Tom, tom, tom. This is going. It's a grand affair. There are banners waving. There are Sir Godfrey's like blowing his trunk at the appropriate times and rhythms and everything.
Ugna will get out and do announcer voice and try to do the paragraph that Perny said, and then screw it up like every single time.
Yep.
Godfrey's oddly motley
Specific
stuff.
ish
Boggy.
thing. We'll get this right. We'll get this right.
I
Anyway,
imagine
he's
there's
got
a
good
few
things.
other.
Buy them.
Oddly, body. No. Something like that.
By the way, Peter, the Shadow DM wants me to tell you that his jaw dropped when you did that.
Spur of the moment. I've been writing that sentence for about half an hour.
Good.
I assume.
Mwah.
But I imagine there's a few other caravans like going out with you, a few other wagons, other merchants, having like one big caravan
Nearly
like
as
this.
gaudy as this one.
Oh, nothing as ostentatious, but certainly also not as magical. Like more like small scale merchants who have like one or two wagons. This is the usual thing for the Great Ring Road. It's safer in numbers, and so whenever a big caravan goes out, there's going to be others sort of trying to sort of tag along for protection in numbers. So there's actually quite a big crowd out to sort of see
it's
the
a
big
parade.
caravan off. Yeah, it is very much like a parade. So there's a lot of locals. You notice Fetid, a lot of quaggles lining the gutters, coming out to sort of like go, ooh, this big thing. But also like to see you riding up there. They're like, they're folk hero.
Yep.
And of course, Ugna's got lots of fans who are like going, "Wow, check it out! This Ugna, the pit fighter, going on some big journey, some kind of quest."
Along with
Maybe
Sir
if
Godfrey's
you-
oddly, godly
Motley.
something.
Trolley.
Yes. Motley, trolley, golly. By golly.
Oh, that's a great opener.
Something like that.
Golly.
Gonna end with "By golly," yeah. Excellent. We can workshop this.
Holly jolly.
Only during the Christmas
yeah,
sales.
Yeah, the holiday
Zombie.
pop-up kiosk.
Yeah.
So we're nearing break time here, and I think maybe so. I want to ask you guys is to think about for after the break whether or not to what degree you want me to speed through the north, because like there's certain things that are going to happen, but you're going through Stormhill again.
Yeah.
You're going to be going over the same bridge, going through Stormhill, going by Scarfang's hangouts. So I'll leave it to you to decide to what degree you want to like stop and check in with Pennywhistle or with the Quaggles, or to what degree you want to just plain hide because you don't want your uncle to know that you're coming through town again, or what. Okay. So before we go to break, though, I think we should share some amazing artwork.
Oh, okay. We need to set up the backstory for this. So.
Well, start with. Did you see what Lar just sent us?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let's
Here,
start
let me
with that.
download that and I'll show it. Show it
It's
off.
horrible, but it's also
It's
very good.
it's
Oh, good.
horribly awesome. You
Oh
mean.
good. Oh good.
Favorite kind.
Oh, I don't know that I can grab it. Might have to grab it during break.
Oh, is it something you have to?
Yeah, otherwise I can't switch
Especially download.
within Discord. Or
Ah,
I'll just shut
no
off our
worries.
video.
Well, why don't we take the break first, and then we'll
Yeah.
show off some artwork to the audience right
Sounds
afterwards.
good. After break. Cool.
After
Well,
the
we'll
break.
see you all in 10, 15?
Yeah, 10 minutes is usually
Sounds good.
About
It's about 5
at about the hour.
Pacific. Awesome. We'll see
Awesome.
y'all in a few.
back soon.